Rion had always been the kind of person who smiled, even when he didn't feel like it. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, helped his mother in the kitchen, packed his bag, and left for college with the same quiet routine. People thought he had a perfect life, good grades, polite nature, and a calm personality. But no one knew how heavy his heart felt. In college, he wasn't the loud type. He preferred sitting in the last row, listening more than speaking. His friends were limited, his world small, safe, until one day, someone new walked into his life. That day, the professor introduced a transfer student. "Ion," he said. Rion didn't even look up at first. New students came and went. It didn't matter. But then, "Can I sit here?" Rion looked up. Ion was standing beside him, smiling casually, as if they already knew each other. Without waiting for an answer, he pulled a chair and sat down. That was the first moment something changed. Ion was everything Rion wasn't. Confident, talkative, fearless. Within a week, he knew almost everyone in the class. Teachers liked him. Students admired him. And somehow, he kept coming back to sit next to Rion every single day. "Why do you stay so quiet?" Ion asked one afternoon. "I just don't have much to say," Rion replied softly. Ion laughed. "That's impossible. Everyone has something to say." Rion didn't answer, but for the first time, he wondered if that was true. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, Ion became a part of Rion's routine. They started walking together after class. Sometimes they shared notes. Sometimes they just sat silently under a tree in the campus garden. And strangely, silence didn't feel heavy anymore. One evening, while they were sitting together, Ion suddenly said, "You know, you're different." Rion looked confused. "How?" "You don't try to impress anyone. You just are." Rion didn't know how to respond. No one had ever said something like that to him before. That night, for the first time in years, Rion smiled for no reason. But with every passing day, something else was growing too. A feeling he didn't understand. A feeling he didn't want to name. Because deep inside he knew, if he named it, everything would change. Life outside college wasn't as simple. Rion's family had expectations. His father wanted him to become successful, focus on studies, and not get distracted. His mother always reminded him how important it was to follow the right path. And Rion never argued. He never told him how confused he felt. He never told him about Ion, because he didn't even understand what Ion meant to him. One day, it started raining heavily after college. Students rushed to leave, but Rion didn't have an umbrella. He stood near the gate, waiting for the rain to slow down. "Come on," Ion said, opening his umbrella. "It's small," Rion replied. "So? We'll adjust." Reluctantly, Rion stepped closer. They walked side by side, closer than ever before. The sound of rain, the cold breeze, and the silence between them. Rion could hear his own heartbeat. Loud, too loud. Then suddenly, Ion held his wrist gently. "Wait," he said. Rion froze. "Why do you always keep distance?" Ion asked, his voice softer than usual. "I don't," Rion said, but his voice trembled. Ion looked straight into his eyes. "You do, with everyone, even with me." Rion didn't know what to say, because Ion was right. But how could he explain something he didn't understand himself? "I'm just like that," Rion whispered. Ion didn't let go of his wrist. "Not with me," he said quietly. For a moment, the world felt like it had stopped. Rain kept falling. Cars passed by. People rushed around them. But for Rion, nothing existed except that moment. And that touch, that simple, gentle touch. That night, Rion couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Ion, about his words, about the way he looked at him. And slowly, the truth became impossible to ignore. Rion was scared, because he knew now what he felt wasn't just friendship. And if it wasn't just friendship, then what was it? Days passed. Things between them changed. Not in a way others could notice, but Rion could feel it. The way Ion looked at him longer than usual. The way he always waited for him after class. The way silence between them started to feel meaningful, but along with that came fear. Rion started avoiding him, sitting in a different place, leaving early, ignoring messages, because he thought, if I stay away, maybe this feeling will disappear. But it didn't. It only grew stronger. One evening, Ayan finally stopped him. "Why are you avoiding me?" he asked directly. "I'm not," Rian replied, not meeting his eyes. "Don't lie." Silence. "I did something wrong?" Ayan's voice was softer now. Rian shook his head. "Then what is it?" Rian's heart was racing. He wanted to tell the truth. He wanted to say everything. But fear held him back. What if everything breaks? So instead, he said nothing and walked away. That was the first time Ayan didn't follow him. That night felt heavier than ever. Rian sat alone in his room, staring at his phone. No messages, no calls. And for the first time, silence hurt. He realized something important. Running away wasn't protecting him. It was breaking him. Meanwhile, Ayan sat on the other side of the city, thinking the same thing, but his thoughts were different. Why won't he trust me? The next day, everything changed. Rian entered classroom, and Ayan wasn't there. At first, he thought he was late. But even after the first lecture, he didn't come. Second lecture, still no sign. Rian tried to ignore it, but something inside him felt wrong. For the first time, he realized how important Ayan had become. After class, Rian found out that Ayan had taken leave for a few days. No explanation, no message, nothing. That evening, Rian stood alone under the same tree where they used to sit, the same place, the same silence. But everything felt empty, and for the first time, Rian whispered something he had been hiding from himself all this time. "I miss him." But what Rian didn't know was, Ayan hadn't just taken leave. He had made a decision that could either bring them closer or break them forever. The next few days felt longer than ever. Rian kept checking his phone again and again, hoping to see Ayan's name appear on the screen. But nothing came. No message. No call. Only silence. And that silence slowly started to hurt more than anything else. College didn't feel the same anymore. The same classroom, the same bench. But the empty seat beside him felt heavier than ever. For the first time, Rian realized something clearly. He wasn't just missing a friend. He was missing him. One evening, Rian finally gathered the courage. He opened his chat with Ayan. His fingers trembled as he typed. "Where are you?" He stared at the message for a few seconds, and then pressed send. Minutes passed. No reply. An hour passed. Still nothing. Rian felt his chest tighten. Maybe he doesn't want to talk anymore. That thought hit harder than anything. But just when he was about to put his phone away, a message popped up. "I'm fine." Just 2 words. Cold, simple, but enough to shake him. Rian replied instantly. "Why didn't you tell me anything?" This time, the reply came after a long pause. "I thought you needed space." Rian read that line again and again, and suddenly guilt hit him, because it was true. He was the one who pushed Ayan away. "I didn't mean to," Rian typed slowly. "I was just confused." Another pause. Then, "About what?" Ayan asked. Rian stared at the screen. This was the moment, the truth he had been running from, the words he was afraid to say. His heart was beating fast. But this time, he didn't stop himself. "I was scared because I started feeling something I didn't understand. I tried to ignore it. But the more I ran, the stronger it became." He stopped, took a deep breath, and then typed the words that changed everything. "I think I like you." The moment he sent that message, his hands went cold. He felt like everything around him had gone silent. Seconds felt like hours. He didn't know what would happen next. Then finally, Ayan replied, "Come to the garden tomorrow evening." That was it. No explanation. No reaction. Just one line. That night, Rian couldn't sleep at all. Fear, hope, anxiety, everything mixed together. What if I ruin everything? What if he doesn't feel the same? But somewhere deep inside, there was also a small hope. The next evening came faster than expected. Rian reached the garden early. The same place where everything had started. The same bench. The same tree. And then, Ayan walked in. For a moment, They both just stood there looking at each other. No words, just silence. Finally, Ayan stepped closer. "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" he asked softly. Rian looked down. "I didn't understand it myself. And I was scared." Ayan sighed. "I thought I lost you." Rian looked up, surprised. "Why would you think that?" Ayan smiled slightly. "Because I was feeling the same thing, and when you started avoiding me, I thought maybe I was wrong." Rian's heart skipped a beat. "You felt the same?" Ayan nodded. "From the beginning, you were different, and I didn't know when it changed from friendship to something more." For the first time, Rian felt something lift from his chest. All the fear, all the confusion, slowly fading away. "But it's not easy," Rian said quietly. "Our family's society. What if things go wrong?" Ayan didn't interrupt. He listened carefully, and then said something simple. "Life is never easy. But running away won't make it better." He looked directly into Rian's eyes. "We don't have to tell the world everything right now, but at least we should be honest with ourselves." Rian stayed silent for a moment, thinking, feeling, understanding, and then slowly he nodded. For the first time, "I don't want to run." Ayan smiled. "Good." They both sat down on the bench. Not too close, not too far, just comfortable. Days turned into weeks. Their relationship didn't change suddenly. It grew slowly, naturally, like real life. They still attended classes, still joked, still studied together. But now, there was something deeper between them, something real. They didn't rush. They didn't force anything. They just stayed together. Rian also started changing. He became more confident, more open. He even started talking more in class, smiling more often. One evening, while walking home, Rian said, "You know, I feel different now." Ayan smiled. "Better or worse?" Rian looked at him. "Better. For the first time, I feel like I'm not hiding anymore." Ayan nodded. "That's what matters." Time passed. Challenges came too. There were moments of fear, moments of doubt, but they faced everything together, step by step, because this time, Rian had made a choice, not for others, but for himself. And that changed everything. 1 year later, on the same day they first met, they returned to the same garden. Rian looked around and smiled. "A lot has changed." Ayan looked at him and said, "Not everything. Some things stayed the same." Rian asked softly, "Like what?" Ayan held his hand gently. "This." Rian didn't pull away. This time, he held it tighter. No fear, no hesitation, just peace. And in that quiet moment, Rian finally understood. Sometimes, life isn't about becoming someone else. It's about accepting who you truly are. And when you do, everything else slowly falls into place.